Welcome, viewers, to Food News and Chews. And look at what I have done. I've planted all this. That's my green thumb.
You should have seen her plant all this. It's the first of the spring episode.
Spring and sprung.
We're behind the Family Care Center where things are popping up here, right?
Yeah.
We're going to be doing an interview.
Yeah,
with Joanna.
Yeah.
Yes, Joanna Rodes. She's the director of the Family Care Center, also with Ryan Koch. He's the director of Seedleaf, and he makes these community gardens happen.
Yeah.
Stay tuned with us. I've also got a little recipe for first of the spring artichoke and pea ravioli with fresh mint.
There you go.
Welcome to Kentucky's largest commercial restaurant equipment and supplies store. AZUR Superstore is a 15,000 square foot chef's treasure chest.
AZUR Superstore is the store for those in the restaurant industry, churches, and catering. Find chefware, large equipment, refrigeration unit, about anything needed for a volume event. AZUR Superstore, in business since 1954, offering free local delivery, so come on in and get hooked immediately.
And a complete line of chef apparel. AZUR Superstore, located at 1403 Versailles Road and AZURSuperstore.com.
Today's shoppers are informed. When shopping for the family meal, today's shopper chooses Critchfield Meats for fresh, all-natural quality meats, guaranteed. Make the right choice and visit our family before you feed yours. Critchfield Meats, the meat specialist, family owned and operated since 1969. That's a grade A choice, folks.
A European experience without leaving Lexington at AZUR Restaurant and Patio. For lunch or dinner, enjoy excellent service and truly unique cuisine that will delight your senses. Unwind with award-winning cocktails or conduct business over a memorable meal. Every occasion is special at AZUR Restaurant and Patio, located off Harrisburg Road in the Beaumont Center.
Why do chefs choose Lyons Farm beef?
It's consistent, it's delicious, it's got great tenderness, and it's really good for you. This nutritional element of making healthy animals for healthy eating is a big component about why their beef is so delicious. I feel so lucky to be a chef in Kentucky because the best way to express care for someone is to make them something to eat, and I get to do that every single day.
Lyons Farm beef, available at Critchfield Meats and LyonsFarm.com.
Hey, welcome back to Food News and Chews, and today we have big food news stories.
That's
and
right.
one really big one.
What is that, Sylvia?
Yeah,
What do we have this week?
Okay, now you may not think this is a great big story because the story is kind of hidden in there, but it's about bees, and the headline is, nectar that gives bees a buzz lures them back for more.
Okay.
Bees like caffeine. I love bees, no wonder.
Well, that's how they stay so busy.
But that's not the real news story.
Okay.
Here it is. Hidden in here, the studier, the one who did the study, is a honeybee brain specialist.
They have that
I
degree.
want to go back to school and do that.
They have that degree at UK, right?
Yeah,
That's right.
I could probably handle that.
A pea brain specialist.
I thought you were going to tell me that that'd be perfect for me since I have a bee brain.
No, really, I can't believe people actually study bee brains.
Bee brain specialist.
But I guess it's
Don't you
important.
love that?
There's a lot of bees in the news right now, and
There was an old show called What's My Line about really odd professions.
Yeah.
That would have to rank right up there. But anyway, but bees like caffeine.
well,
Yeah.
I can't blame them.
Yeah, anyway, so
As we
there you
chug
go.
our coffee.
There you go. And we've done a bee show, and it's one of our most popular shows. Hey, drought. Since we're doing a spring is sprung kind of thing, the drought is still with us. Now,
Well,
not
I mean,
here.
we're coming out of the winter time, and you would think that this whole drought stuff is over, but in the Midwest,
and
I
we
guess
get
we're
lots
still
of
in the grain belt.
The grain belt.
We're in a big
Yeah.
drought, so we're coming into spring where you think everything is going to be flush and
Yeah.
moving up, and now we're going to be low on grain again this
Yeah,
year.
snowpack is not what it should be. And what does that impact on, Jeremy? It's a big deal
It's
for
the
restaurants and
biggest
such,
thing for
and
restaurants is going to
consumers.
be, grain and fuel prices. Really, it just kind of drives up your food costs with like meats and dairies.
Because they don't have as much cattle. They've actually been killing them
All
off.
animals, they really seem to,
Because they can't afford
bottom
to
line.
keep them
Yeah,
in
they can't afford to
feedlots
keep
and the
them.
finishing. Dr. Pierce Lyons talks about that as quite a bit as well.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
and
all
it's really really just it's going to be a hard year for a lot of restaurants and a lot of grocery stores too, because we want to keep prices low, keep them fair.
Maybe you should become a vegetarian.
But it's not as hard as it is on the farmer. So
yeah. So anyway, fewer cattle.
So rain dances all through the next segment.
Although it seems like it's been raining a lot here. Hemp. That's been in the news a lot lately here in Kentucky.
Should be, yes.
And we won't know until the show airs what happened with the bill. But there was the federal government, apparently, according to the Attorney General, says that even if a bill doesn't pass, and the feds have to permit hemp to be grown, that they can actually can do it here in Kentucky.
So the federal government's saying it's okay to grow hemp in Kentucky?
Not yet.
Not yet.
But if they do, then you could do that. The problem is the bill would add the organizational structure to how it'd be
So it's kind of like here's the pipeline and here's the framework
sort of
for starting. Well,
we'll
this
see.
could be good for Kentucky, or what are your thoughts?
Yeah. So anyway, we'll find out, won't we? That we don't know yet. Hey, farmers market opening up around April 12th. I think they said the number of days.
One of the best farmers markets in the nation.
Yeah,
we should add.
Yeah, we got some sort of big recognition in Where to Retire magazine.
Well, yeah, they said Lexington, Kentucky is one of the best places to retire, and farmers market is one of the reasons.
Because farmers markets create community.
That's
and
right.
that's really an awesome thing for early retirees. It's got a whole bunch of them coming along.
Such a great buzz down
and
there.
they love to go down there. And it's one of the best. Right there with Asheville, North Carolina, and places that we are told are really cool.
Yeah,
So,
well, up and coming. But
yeah,
we've had it
there
for a very long time downtown. It's been a community center for a very long time. They do a great job.
And we have some bacon news. Of course we have to have bacon
course.
news. And surely you have the bacon shirt on under.
I have bacon on under this.
Bacon underwear, probably. Anyway, they do it. Anyway, so our former tech guy is creating the perfect pig. Now, what do you think it would have in it?
Just pork, I hope. Bacon.
Fatty and smooth, meaty and flavorful.
Well, so this guy's creating a perfect pig?
He's like a former tech guy, and he goes to his man cave and considers the genetics of pigs. What can I say?
Well,
all right?
That's the same thing I do every Sunday.
Hey, let me tell you though that this is big news. This has been in the news. Whole Foods is revolutionizing the grocery industry in that they are going to now label all GMOs that are in their products. Now that's big.
That's great. They're such a trailblazing company in a lot of ways. And over in Europe, this is mandatory. We really want it to happen here with Prop 37, right?
Yeah.
Well, that didn't go.
In California, it didn't go.
So we're going to take it upon themselves, like Whole Foods is in the private sector, and make it mandatory that they're not going to accept products without GMO labeling. I think it's great. It's going to be I think it's going to set the tone for a lot of companies.
And it'll be interesting to see because the GMO proponents of defeating labeling say it'll be very expensive to do all that labeling. But people are starting to buy more products because they want to know. I mean, with the horse meat scandal in Europe and all of that kind of, which is a little ironic since they do
it will be
require
expensive.
labeling.
And
false
shopping
labeling.
at Whole Foods is expensive. But you know what? You get what you pay for. And now we know it's on our food.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, and you could grow your own designer pigs or something,
If they had that option, we got to go there now.
But anyway, I think that they say it will revolutionize the grocery industry because they thought they won in California, and they obviously did not.
I like seeing them take it upon themselves. It's a great company.
So anyway, we'll be back in just a little while with our folks
interviews
here, and we'll tell you more about that. I really didn't grow this, I promise.
I thought it was a spring episode.
I'm going to kill you. We'll see.
It looks like it's warm outside, doesn't it? No.
We'll be back after break.
Today's shoppers are informed. When shopping for the family meal, today's shopper chooses Critchfield Meats for fresh, all-natural quality meats guaranteed. Make the right choice and visit our family before you feed yours. Critchfield Meats, the meat specialist, family owned and operated since 1969. That's a grade A choice, folks.
Advertise your product or service on shows like this one. Contact Media 7 Broadcasting today. Call 859-317-4565 or email sales@m7bg.com. Reach potential new customers in the Louisville, Lexington, and other Central Kentucky areas. Get your new ad produced for free by Media 7's audio and video professionals. Call 859-317-4565 today and let Media 7 create a marketing plan for you.
Jeremy, the restaurant startup business is challenging. We should know.
That's right. In business since 1954, AZUR Superstore is the place to begin. Reconditioned equipment and the lease to purchase program can get you in and going in no time.
Seaworth, with its dedicated staff, can help you plan with CAD services that provide a successful layout.
Dan and his team will help you fill in the blanks with everything from soft drink machines to exhaust hoods. Come to AZUR Superstore and make your dreams come true.
Located at 1403 Versailles Road and SeaworthSuperstore.com.
Hello, my name is Bob. Recently, I switched my business phone service to Glow Telecom. Now I'm saving over 50% on my monthly phone bills, over $2,000 a year. And I have a PBX phone system that would have cost me over $10,000. Unlimited calling to the US and Canada with no long distance charges. If you want to put money back in your wallet, call Glow Telecom today.
Call Glow Telecom at 888-428-0984. 888-428-0984.
Hey, welcome back, viewers, to Food News and Chews, and spring has sprung.
I know, they let us outside where magic is happening. We're behind the Family Care Center in Lexington, Kentucky.
Yeah, and we got two really cool guests.
That's right. Joanna Rodes, she's the director of the Family Services of Lexington.
Yeah, that's
So
big.
she's very involved here, but we also got Ryan Koch, and he's the executive director of Seedleaf. And
Neat
this
stuff.
is one of my favorite organizations. Now, there's a lot of stuff in the news about community gardens nowadays, and these guys are making it happen here in Lexington all over the place.
And some people just did this, didn't they?
Yeah.
Just committed this planting.
Right. Yeah, that's right. We're
Whatever.
committed now.
Hey, let's start with Joanna. Just tell us a little bit about this place and sort of why you and Ryan are working together.
This place is special, and it houses the Division of Family Services with Lexington Fayette Urban County Government, and we do multiple programs that benefit families in Fayette County. The one that's connected to this and that is partnering with Seedleaf is called Parent Education Program, where we actually provide high school and GED instruction to teen moms who reside in Fayette County.
And we did one of those gigs once, yeah.
Yes, yes. So they're familiar with
carrots.
you. And
It's an incredible experience. Seedleaf was out here also last year, and they developed these gardens, and the students learn how to use actually fresh food. And it's important nowadays. A lot of kids don't know how to cook with fresh food, or even know it comes out of a package.
I remember your carrots from that day. They were
Yes, we did. We had a lot of fun with those kids, and hopefully it seems like this has continued on, for the entire year now.
yes, and the neat thing is, it's not just for our high school students, but they have their little ones here as well in our child
saw a
care.
bunch of
So we
those,
hope that we're sort of getting to the entire family, not just the
from the
students.
littles to the bigs.
Yeah, and they've been talking about it. They love it. There are some of them who it's a natural thing for
getting
them
their
to get in the
hands
dirt
in the dirt.
and watch things grow.
Sounds
So
good.
we're excited to have the opportunity.
Tell us about Seedleaf.
So Seedleaf exists to nourish communities by growing, cooking, sharing, and recycling food. And here at the Family Care Center, we get to hit two of those points. We have a pretty big composting program, so there's a lot of finished compost running all through these beds. And we're supported by Division of Waste Management to do that program. But we were able to raise a grant from the Bluegrass Community Foundation to be here at Family Care.
To teach people how to do this?
And they're supporting us to do this stuff and to help the young women here through their life skills credits that they need for their GED to do some stuff in the kitchen and some stuff in the garden. We think those are both important life skills.
Now, when you get involved with Seedleaf, this happens all over the cities, right? There's gardens everywhere.
Yeah.
We do have a number of gardens. We tend to do a lot of our programming near or in food deserts. So whenever we do an install, we want it to be in an area where there's poor access to nutritious local food.
We made pizza.
Yeah, we
That
did.
would be B-E-E-T-Z-A.
Yeah, when you're talking about a food
At one
desert,
of those
you're talking
gardens.
about urban environments where typically people are stuck with gas stations or mini marts where there really isn't access or a produce section.
Yeah.
So a lot of people just don't have access to lettuce. Or what is in here today?
So we've got a 45-day cabbage. So that's going to be kind of smallish, but it's going to come right up. There's some romaine lettuces here. You can't see the onions, but pretty soon you will be able to. And that'll just get us some salads before you know it.
Yeah. What do you do all year round? Because there's a long time in this state when you can't be planting. So what do you do?
Well,
Where do you get the ground, like, when it happens to it?
Yeah, so ideally in October and November, we're covering up the ground and giving it a little blanket of cardboard, compost, and straw. And that layering system helps us fight the weeds. That gets us into fundraising season. We're a nonprofit, so it's not.
I was going to ask you how you raise funds.
Yeah, we do a big push on the Good Giving Guide.
Oh, that's right.
We try to do a lot with that towards the end of the year. January, It seems like spring starts earlier and earlier, so January is when we do our seed order and kind of plat out the plan for the year. And
So when you do a seed order, a lot of people nowadays, they'll go and they'll buy seedlings from a nursery, but you guys are actually sprouting seeds somewhere?
we sprout some of our own, but that's not completely in our wheelhouse. We've identified folks that do it well and that we like to work with. So.
It can be tricky.
Yeah.
I saw you in back of Common Grounds coffee shop one day, and you had your back of your truck loaded with stuff. I mean,
yes.
it's an interesting
We drink a lot of coffee, so it just takes a lot.
You're everywhere. You're everywhere.
We were getting their compost. We were getting
That's
their coffee grounds.
I hear that's really good stuff. Eggshells and coffee grounds are incredible compost.
It's helping a lot.
What else can people use for compost?
We take in our composts. We're happy to take any pre-consumer organic material. So if you make a salad, whatever doesn't go in the bowl can go in our bin, really.
When do you plant in spring? My father told me that, my brother and I, that you plant corn when tree buds are the size of squirrel ears, and my reaction was, do they have ears?
That's right.
I was raised in the city. He was Eastern Kentucky. When do you plant?
So we have
obviously have.
Another fun thing about this location, we're just a stone's throw away from the Cooperative Extension. They have a great...
Oh, that's right, they do.
They have a great book, ID 128, that tells you all kinds of windows when you can be planting things. Right now we can get cabbage are kind of cold and frost tolerant. It's okay to put peas in the ground now, onions. It's okay to do spinach from seed now.
Artichokes?
Artichokes, I'm not real familiar with that.
They don't really grow that well here.
That's right. And I have a problem with putting thistle seeds in the ground. So
is that bad?
I mean, no, it's just a you know, a
bias
of mine. Yeah, I guess so.
How can people get involved with Seedleaf?
With Seedleaf
and the Family Care Center.
Yeah, really.
For our organization, visit seedleaf.org. Click around and find a volunteer calendar, and we'll have things throughout the week where people can come and join us in a garden. A number of cooking events that we'll be hosting, and just all kinds of, we could certainly use help moving compost. I just have one little truck.
How high is the demand for compost in terms of, you guys need as much as you can get, or is there a limit to it?
Yeah, we are kind of limited by how much help we have right now, and a little bit of limitation by space, though. As soon as we can finish it, we're spreading it onto a lot of our gardens. And if any of your viewers want to come harvest some finished compost, we've got bins at the 3rd Street stuff right there in the parking lot. People can take their own buckets and take finished compost at no cost.
And there's also some gardening classes you were telling me about also.
That's right. The folks that were here today that doing this install are finishing a Master Community Gardener training with us. We do that once a year. And we're just training some folks that can help us work in our community gardens this summer.
Spectacular.
We've been here with these great people here at the Family Care Center and Seedleaf and Ryan Koch and Joanna Rodes. And great to have you here today, and we'll be right back after break.
A European experience without leaving Lexington at AZUR Restaurant and Patio. For lunch or dinner, enjoy excellent service and truly unique cuisine that will delight your senses. Unwind with award-winning cocktails or conduct business over a memorable meal. Every occasion is special at AZUR Restaurant and Patio, located off Harrisburg Road in the Beaumont Center.
Hello, my name is Bob. Recently, I switched my business phone service to Glow Telecom. Now I'm saving over 50% on my monthly phone bills, over $2,000 a year. And I have a PBX phone system that would have cost me over $10,000. Unlimited calling to the US and Canada with no long distance charges. If you want to put money back in your wallet, call Glow Telecom today.
Call Glow Telecom at 888-428-0984. 888-428-0984.
Why do chefs choose Lyons Farm beef?
When I get things in the kitchen, I can tell right off the bat. After I get done searing it or put it on the grill or roasting it or baking it or frying it or whatever I'm going to do, the second I cut into that thing, whether it's the resistance on the fork or just the way it kind of slides across the knife, it's got to be right on from the get-go. And it seems like this beef does that every single time.
Lyons Farm beef, available at Critchfield Meats and LyonsFarm.com.
Hey, Seedleaf's great, huh?
It's awesome. Such a great program.
Do I look like a bride?
Yeah. You know, a lot of brides are doing that for weddings now, holding bouquets of artichokes, right?
Yeah, yeah. We're going to take this one apart, though, right?
That's right. So this is what an artichoke looks like when they're fresh. You know, and this is kind of a spring situation. Artichokes
These come out in the spring, huh?
These you can get out pretty quick in the spring. And then
what shows above the ground?
Peas, what's that now?
How do they look
it's
when
like
they're
a
in the
flower.
ground?
Like kind of blooms out kind of like a cabbage head.
And there are like more of them or just one?
Just one per plant. Now, if you look at that, there's little spikes on there. And traditionally, you can trim those off, and then you want to steam them, right? In this case, I just threw them in a little pot hole and boiled them off for about a half hour. Okay. Once you have them in this stage where they're kind of falling apart, you really
petals.
just want to kind of
depetal them.
Depetal these things. And if you notice, it's kind of peeling the stem.
And a lot of people like dip these, right?
Yeah, you can save these and use them for a great little dip.
I've seen it.
And once you get down to this part, this is called the artichoke. And a lot of people know what artichoke hearts are, right? So these get really tender. And then you see this part?
Oh, yeah.
There's a little kind of a fibrous flesh here you want to get rid of, and that part you can use for the inside of our artichoke and pea ravioli, which we're going to make, right?
So you just let the petals be by them.
Right, let those be by themselves. So we'll go ahead and move our cutting board over here, which has a pasta sheet on it.
Okay.
And see how these are nice and soft?
Yeah.
I can just use my hand.
Do you want me to depetal that one?
We'll just use this one for now for demonstration. I can use my hand to kind of just squish this artichoke up. I like kind of rough pieces. Yeah. Kind of big chunks, right? Now with this, we're going to add nice fresh English peas.
It's like succotash. How to get this
great in the spring. Yeah. And then you know what ricotta cheese is? Just fresh ricotta cheese.
I know how it tastes.
So good.
I don't know how they make cheeses and all that stuff, but
well, this is just the cow's milk, and usually it's broken with with a little bit of lemon juice, and it's kind of the curds come to the top, and it's ready to go. We'll mix those up.
And peas, a spring vegetable?
Oh yeah. The English peas are great in the springtime.
Oh, okay.
So a little shallot and garlic in there too.
What's some other? There's another asparagus. Is a spring thing, isn't it?
Yes, and you could do the same thing with instead of peas, use asparagus instead of. But here's the filling for a nice little ravioli, and I've got a pasta sheet laid out here.
Where do you get this?
I like to use Lexington pasta. Here in Lexington, they can buy pasta sheets and go and make your own raviolis and your own fillings.
And it's really labor intensive, I think, to do your own, right?
It can be, but watch this process. It's really not that complicated. I'm going to put a couple little piles down. And instead of the traditional ravioli, which kind of looks like a square, I'm going to do something more on the lines of like an annulati, which I know is a complicated word, but just watch how this works. You're going to use your egg wash, your egg coating.
With a paintbrush, I love that.
And brush the whole front side of this, okay?
Okay.
And at that point in time, you can take this back part and roll these over, just like that, right? And then we're going to roll them over again, just like this. And press down on either side.
Oh, Play-Doh again. Mud.
Right. So
we do that in cooking segments, right?
We always have fun with that. So I'm pressing down on the side, kind of cutting them off.
Okay.
And then I've got this cool little wheel cutter. You can pick these up at cooking supply shops.
A baby pizza cutter.
And we're going to take the front end and make a cute little design. And then these you're just going to cut on either side of.
Making little raviolis.
And then there is a cute little ravioli.
That is cute.
And full of nice ricotta cheese, artichokes, and peas.
Couldn't go wrong.
So of course we got to cook these off. Now it's fresh pasta, so it only takes about a minute in there. Once the filling is hot, the pasta's cooked, it's really good to go.
Where do you cook them in?
Well, there's a neat little broth we could use. You could just use salted water if you want, but there's a neat broth I like to serve these in. And what we need to do for that is basically make the broth, and it's a Romano broth. It's a cheese broth.
Like as in
and
cheese.
It's clear. So in order to do that, we're going to, of course, need our mirepoix, which is some nice celery pieces, into a little pot.
And the leafy part and everything.
Yeah, I like the heart, the leafy part. It's a little
Where
bit
do
sweeter.
you get your carrots?
Yeah, these are great carrots.
Enormous. He's always bringing these gigantic things.
We need a little bit of carrot in there as well. Then we're going to use...
When do carrots grow?
Well, pretty much at the summertime, but
Okay.
now, with the magic of modern farming, we can get them all year long. And then lots of cheese. See this big pile of Romano cheese? Dump it right in there, along with some bay leaf and peppercorn. And then I'm going to take a whole lemon and cut it in half. Now this goes on the stove with some white wine.
Now you're cooking.
And we're going to use just fresh water.
Yeah.
Notice I'm not using much, just need a little bit of broth. We'll put this on the stove, let it cook for about 10 minutes.
Okay.
And we got this nice clear broth to float these raviolis in.
Ah, nice. That sounds great. All right. Okay, now what, Jeremy?
So the water is boiling with salt.
And those cute
The little raviolis just hop right in there. And they don't take very long. Then over here, I want you to notice this is a beautiful little broth. We've got the lemon, the mirepoix in there, bay leaf and peppercorn.
Onions,
and then we have cheese in there. Cheese, water, and white wine.
the Romano.
People do usually think about folding cheeses into cream, but you can make a nice little clear broth, and it has this kind of cheesy, salty flavor, which is so light with those raviolis.
Now, does that exact, or can people vary that combination?
You can definitely vary this combination. The Romano is the only thing essential to this recipe.
And the white wine.
And well, yeah, the white wine always helps. But yeah, we'll let this simmer. I've got a little bit of a boil going on there just for rushing, but typically you just kind of let that do its own thing for about 10 minutes and it's done. You're just going to use the broth. So after our raviolis are cooked, we'll plate this up together and garnish it with a little bit of mint to get that nice spring mint flavor.
Mint. Oh, I love that. I'm drunk on mint.
It's that right time of the year, the springtime. So nice Romano broth. Ah, it's delicious.
Great.
And this smells good. It's got this kind of nutty, salty flavor.
Oh, yeah, it does.
We'll pour the nice clear liquid into a bowl. What you see there. See how kind of
yeah, that's that Romano.
And then, of course, we have our artichoke and pea and ricotta ravioli. We just kind of let those nestle in there. And I love the elegance of this dish because it's just so light and simple, but the flavors are so pronounced. When you bite into this, you're going to taste each ingredient separately, and it really just tastes...
Which is the key to great...
Right, it tastes like spring. That's what it should taste like. Garnished with just a touch of grape tomato, just for a little
That looks like something you'd serve in AZUR.
Right, and then check this out. We're going to float mint in the broth, and the oils are going to come out into the broth.
So perfect.
Give it that nice pungent little minty flavor.
So perfect after Seedleaf, and you're talking about new growth and spring.
And this
it really
is the
here.
essence of spring. This is peas, a little bit of artichoke, and a nice light broth. So
that's it.
I can't wait to try these out.
Thank you, Chef, and we'll be back next week with food news and cheese.
Advertise your product or service on shows like this one. Contact Media 7 Broadcasting today. Call 859-317-4565 or email sales@m7bg.com. Reach potential new customers in the Louisville, Lexington, and other central Kentucky areas. Get your new ad produced for free by Media 7's audio and video professionals. Call 859-317-4565 today and let Media 7 create a marketing plan for you.